Welcome dear students. We are going to start a series of the lectures on the organic conversions. And today this is the lecture number 1. And in this lecture number 1 we have selected some conversions from the chapter of the aliphatic hydrocarbons. And my dear students, in this particular lecture we are going to study these 5 conversions. How can you convert methane to ethane, ethane to methane, acetic acid to ethane, acetic acid to methane, and ethane to ethyne. So these are the 5 conversions that we are going to discuss in this lecture. So let's start from the first one. You want to change methane to ethane. My dear students, keep in mind that whenever a lower alkane is required to be changed to the higher alkane, then the reaction in your mind should be the Wurtz reaction. And in this case, you will be able to convert only a lower alkane to a higher symmetrical alkane. Symmetrical alkane mean that will be having even number of carbon atoms. If you are required to convert some lower alkane into the higher unsymmetrical alkane, then there is some other method that I will discuss in some other lecture. So Wurtz reaction is the option when you are required to convert the lower alkane into the higher symmetrical alkane. What you are going to do is methane will be made to react with bromine in the presence of sunlight. In this reaction, the methane will be taken in the excess quantity and you will get HBr and methyl bromide. Then next, dear students, 2 molecules of the methyl bromide will be made to react with the sodium in the presence of ether. Now that is the Wurtz reaction, but before carrying the Wurtz reaction, you will have to convert the alkane into the alkyl halide through halogenation reaction. And now the 2 bromine atom, they will be bonded to 2 sodium atom. So NaBr is produced and plus these 2 methyl groups will be attached to each other and you will get ethane. So in this way, first of all, halogenation and then secondly Wurtz reaction that will help you to convert a lower alkane into the higher symmetrical alkane. So keep this thing in your mind that whenever you are required to convert some lower alkane into the higher symmetrical alkane, then Wurtz reaction is the option. Now, how can you convert ethane to methane? In this reaction, a higher alkane is required to be changed to the lower alkane. So that will be a degradation reaction in which the number of carbon will be decreased. And when there is any degradation reaction, then my dear students, one of the options when you are required to convert a higher alkane into the lower alkane with the difference of 1 carbon. So this one is the higher alkane, this one is the lower alkane, and there is difference of the 1 carbon, then decarboxylation is the option that is used. But decarboxylation of the salt of carboxylic acid is carried out. So you will have to first convert the higher alkane into the salt of the carboxylic acid and then that will be decarboxylated. So for this purpose, now ethane will be oxidized in the presence of copper 400 degrees C, 200 atm pressure, and that ethane after oxidation that will be changed to ethanol, and obviously oxygen will be used. Now this ethanol is further oxidized under the same conditions, and that will be changed to acetaldehyde. Then acetaldehyde will be oxidized under the same conditions, and that will be changed to acetic acid. Now the acetic acid is made to react with the sodium hydroxide. That will be an acid base reaction. Water and sodium acetate are produced, and then this sodium acetate is made to react with the soda lime, which is a mixture of the caustic soda and quicklime, and after the removal of sodium carbonate, now methane will be created. So this one is the sodium carbonate that will be removed, and CH3 and H, they will combine to form methane. This one is the one method to convert ethane into methane. Now, there may be another method through which the ethane can be changed to the methane. In that case, you will first change ethane to ethanol by the oxidation, and then ethanol will be made to react with methyl magnesium bromide, Grignard reagent, in the presence of ether. And my dear students, the hydrogen of the alcohol combines with alkyl group of the Grignard reagent, so methane plus ethoxy magnesium bromide is produced. So that conversion will be a two-step conversion. Step number 1, ethane to ethanol, and step number 2, ethanol with a methyl magnesium bromide. So in this way, ethane can be changed to the methane. My dear student, this conversion is a way to understand some other conversions as well. Like, how can you convert ethane to ethanol? This is the conversion. If ethane to acetaldehyde is changed, then these are the two-step conversion. If ethane to acetic acid, then this one is the three-step conversion. And if ethane to sodium acetate, then this one is the four-step conversion. So this conversion is a source to understand some other conversions as well. So in this way, you can understand how different organic compounds can be interconverted. So this was about the second conversion. Now, my dear student, let us talk about the third conversion. The third conversion is that you are required to convert acetic acid into ethane. Now, listen very carefully. Whenever some carboxylic acid is required to be changed to an alkane of the equal number of carbon atoms, then that carboxylic acid is completely reduced. So if a carboxylic acid is required to change to alkane having same number of carbon, then keep in mind, this is a key, that you will carry out the complete reduction of that carboxylic acid. So acetic acid, and for complete reduction, a strong reducing agent like HI will be used in the presence of red phosphorus and ethane plus 2 moles of water and plus 3 moles of iodine. So in this way, you can convert the acetic acid into the ethane by its complete reduction. Now, my dear students, how acetic acid can be changed to the methane? We have already discussed this during that conversion in which ethane was converted to methane, because we first converted ethane into acetic acid, then acetic acid was made to react with NaOH to form sodium acetate, and then that sodium acetate was decarboxylated to form the methane. So here the key is that whenever a carboxylic acid is required to be converted to some alkane having one carbon less, then the option is the decarboxylation. So we have discussed this conversion in the conversion number 2. Last is, how can you convert ethane to ethyne? Dear students, one of the method of the preparation of the alkynes is dehydrohalogenation of the vicinal dihalides. So if you want to prepare ethyne, you will have to first prepare the vicinal dihalide. Now my dear students, in case of ethane will be brominated. In this reaction, ethane will taken in the excess quantity in the presence of light, HBr, and ethyl bromide is produced. Now this ethyl bromide is dehydrohalogenated in the presence of alcoholic KOH. After the loss of HBr, that will be changed to ethene. Now my dear students, ethene will be again brominated in the presence of carbon tetrachloride, and you will get 1,2-dibromoethane. And now this 1,2-dibromoethane, that will be dehydrohalogenated after the loss of 2-HBr, that will be converted to ethyne. So in this way you can change the ethane to ethyne. My dear students, in this conversion we have changed ethane to ethyne, and we have also changed ethene to ethyne. So in this conversion you have studied actually two conversions, one ethane to ethyne and second ethene to ethyne. And whenever you know that ethene is required to be converted to ethane, then simply hydrogenation is carried out. Ethyne is required to be converted to ethene, then partial hydrogenation, and if ethyne is required to be converted to ethane, then complete hydrogenation is carried out. So we have studied almost 6 to 7 conversions in this complete lecture number 1. This was just a first lecture about the organic conversions. As I have already mentioned that there will be series of lectures on the organic conversions. So in the next lecture we will also discuss 5 to 6 more conversions. Till then, take care.